Okay, City Heroes Video Tours. We're on Open Beta, issue 28, page 3 once again. Among the new badges they've added is a badge for defeating 100 of the Hydra spawn. Not sure what possessed them to add this particular defeat badge, but okay, fine. Hey, whatever. Do Hydra spawn in the abandoned sewer? Yes. Do they spawn in the labyrinth? Yeah, although fighting them inside the labyrinth, well, that may not be the best of ideas, but I'll leave that up to you. Or just come here to Perez Park, where, like many defeat badges, this zone is kind of a smorgasbord. So, once again, using the beta powers to accelerate the process. I did get this on another alt already on here, and getting the badge for blasting 100 of these and defeating them does not spawn the Kraken. Kraken, or Kraken, however you want to pronounce it, is on a timer. So, nothing to be done about that. They didn't change a thing about that one. So. And there it is, Mutated Marauder. Okay. So there's that one. Okay. And also the new badges for the new Zoe Task Force. Swell. Okay. Moment, please. Okay, and we're back in the revised, updated version of the Labyrinth. Added some new badges for this, as well as new ways of getting transported around. Your power to teleport to the Labyrinth core has been removed. Instead, you can click this gate here, and if you have the badges, you can qualify still to go straight to the core. So, okay, swell. So there's that. Or you can teleport to a random spot and try your luck, or you can get to the endless colonnade maze with ease. That's going to make a lot of people happy. How do I get to the maze? How do I get to the maze? Yeah. So that's a good thing. Overall, this is a nice improvement. There's gates like this in the core, as well as I think in other places as well. So that's a good thing. And they're going to change how the giant monsters spawn and stuff. They're going to add some more, but I hear they're not going to award their badge. It's like, well, then what's the point of fighting them? But okay. There's new currency called obols, and they're like Vanguard merits. You get them, you're stuck with them unless you can spend them all. You can't sell them or trade them away. And there's new contacts in the core. One for the one that's the vendor for the obols that you can spend them on for temp powers and stuff. And then the other one with some endless repeating missions. Also, there is a new secret zone, which upon entry will give you a new map badge. We're going to see if we can strive to get that. Now, I did get it on an alt already. And that subsequent video, that previous video I should say, has already been uploaded here to the channel. This video I'm going to make here with this alt, though, is I'm hoping to make it a little bit more streamlined than the other one. The other one was like, okay, first character going through it, so, yeah. That might be a little bit rough on the edges, but the video was still informative. To get to the new zone, we need a little bit of luck on our side. We also need to have this. The gladiator costume. Now you get this by collecting all 7 motes and then going to the core, to the special portal in there. You go in there. You talk to the person inside the core, and you get the consolidated version of the mode of the gladiator, and you also get this costume power, which now finally has a use. You need to be wearing this as part of your efforts to reach the core. Now the downside is somewhere the minnow is going to be hunting, and since I'm only one of maybe 2 people at the moment here in the core, this might become a little bit of an interesting hunt, possibly a comedy of errors if not careful. We need to find now a gladiator, but not just any gladiator. Corruption is apparently entering the labyrinth, and we need to find what is now called a corrupted gladiator. A corrupted one. You should know them when you see them, because they're going to look a little bit deformed and different than this. Ooh, and there goes the Minotaur. Okay, he just shot past me, but I have a strong hunch that he's looking for me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Gladiator. Only... Nope, not a corrupted one. He's a standard one. Alright. I also have not activated my Mote of the Gladiator power. I'm not sure if it needs to be active to get to the secret zone when you find a corrupted one. So we're going to find out. Now hopefully that Gladiator Minotaur rather, got turned around and he's not exactly sure where I'm at. I should be so lucky. Of course, I do have the beta powers up and running. They'll give me a slight edge, and even though he's shift 5 to my shift 0, who knows? Maybe I'll be able to take him out. I can honestly say I don't look forward to trying, but it's a possibility. They are also apparently changing the place a little bit too, where all enemies and stuff might be gone when the Minotaur is dead. That way, less strain on the zone, which means you may not be able to find a gladiator when the Minotaur is defeated. You have to do the search. Okay, speaking of the corruption in the labyrinth, this is an example of the corruption right here. Unfortunately, there is no corrupted gladiator here, but that's an example of the corruption that's trying to take over the lab. Hello, corrupted gladiator. This is what they are. Okay, just approaching it. Give it a click, perhaps. And now I'm in the new zone. Okay, so the Mote of the Gladiator does not, at this time, need to be activated to get here. But you got to be in the costume, which means, and to get the costume, you have to have consolidated and obtained the Mote of the Gladiator. But remember, the Mote switches off when you leave the labyrinth or log out. To switch it back on, you got to visit one of the motes. And this is a very dark and spooky-looking version of Atlas. They say there's a little bit of a puzzle or a riddle in here, but there's no need to fight, which is a relief. Because take a look at the level of these enemies. Level 60. Yeah. I'll take a pass on trying to fight them. I may be tough and I may be brave, but I'm not that crazy. So, not much else to do but look around in here. You land for a moment. I'm going to check something else out. Be right back. Okay, and we are back. I had to take a little bit of a water break. Also, before I resume recording, a pal of mine turns out there and here on the beta server as well, and we tested a couple of ideas out here. Now, this pal of mine, they're using a tune that is not, that it's an old copy of the tune that they have on live. On live, the tune has gone through the lab. Over here, has not. And so we ran a little bit of a test. Turns out, if I team up with somebody while I'm here in the new secret zone, and they try to follow through the fog to me, they'll get here. That's great. Here's the not so great part. They don't get the map badge. Yeah. The map badge will only register on your character if you're in a gladiator suit and you find a corrupted gladiator and they send you to here. That's how you get the new map badge, by entering the zone. I've walked around, I've looked around. So today, there is no map badge marker. It just awards upon entry in this zone if you were sent here in gladiator costume by a corrupted gladiator. Now, I'm going to show you something else I just found. This option was not here for this character until I got the new map badge. So, observe. I'm going to go back to the entrance of the lab. Ta-da! Here I am. And now, actually, let me test it real quick. Costume off. Okay. Server seems a little bit laggy there. Okay. Clicking the gate. Yep. Whether the costume's on or off, once you have this new exploration badge, you can then warp here from any of these gates and come back to this area. Now, why you want to do this is a good question. I mean, I suppose if you have a team or a league with you and you want to take on these guardians, hopefully if your level shifted by 10, then maybe you could do it. However, I am not really seeing any real need to do that. Also, they likely ignore stealth. Wonder what's in there. I mean, I love the graphics here and stuff. This is not very nicely done, but I'm sure there's an ulterior purpose to being here besides just fighting level 60 enemies. And like I said, I may have the beta kill powers with me, and I'm fairly formidable with this character. It doesn't feel like a good idea for me to do it. I'm level 50 shift 1, they're level 60. And yes, I'm a +3 incarnate. So tactically speaking, with the beta kill powers, it doesn't really feel like a good idea. Okay, you know what? What the heck? Let's go be incredibly crazy right now. Okay. So there is still one here. Okay. Okay, passing into this shield here is possible. I cannot enter. Okay. So why would it be here as a clicky item? There must be something. And they all respawn. Oh joy. Still cannot enter. Okay. The fact that I was able to blast them to smithereens with the beta kill powers is quite nice. However, that must be... That was still definitely a few different levels of crazy to have tried that. I mean, clearly they're guarding something here, but clearly there's got to be a way to get into it. Doesn't let you in when they're all intact. Doesn't seem to let you in when they're all down. Didn't see him earlier. He's just kind of pacing around on sentry duty. Still can't enter. Oop. And these guys have a doozy of a respawn rate. And I think I just saw one leap out of the center. Okay. The only reason why this is working in the slightest is because of the beta powers. Okay, well, they appear to have a very high respawn rate. Clearly they're guarding something here. There is a mystery to here that needs to be solved, but... Okay. Okay, well... Okay, well, we've explored in here a little bit enough right now. I'll have to see if any others have discovered any data about this. But, nevertheless... And they're withdrawing back to their positions. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so clearly there's something there. Don't know what. From what I gather, though, if there is something there, it does not relate to any new badges, so there is that. So perhaps I'll find out about it one day and I'll do a secondary video, but for now, yeah. Okay, so again, to get here, you gotta be in the gladiator suit. To get the gladiator suit, you have to have collected all 7 of the motes, gone to the core, to the special black portal, gone in there, talk to the gladiator in there, and you get your gladiator suit. Then you suit up in it, and then you go find yourself a corrupted gladiator, which is brand new to the labyrinth. And then upon getting close to it, whether you have to click it or not, it's open to interpretation, but it'll send you here. You don't need to have the mote of the gladiator activated. You do need the costume on, yes, but the mote does not need to be activated, because I have not visited a mote and turned it back on. So that's good. And then, upon having this badge, Lucid Dreamer, you can then use the portal if you're not here and come back here, which tells me there is something up with this place. Something indeed. Now, just to reiterate, thanks to a pal of mine, I was able to test this out. Teammates and league mates can warp to you if you're here, yes, but they won't get the new map badge. It won't work that way. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. That's just how it's going to be. You want the new map badge for entering this zone, you gotta have a corrupted gladiator send you here if you're in this suit. That's it. League mates and teammates can teleport to you, which means there's gotta be some type of a fight or a quest here of some kind. But who knows. So that's that for this new secret area. Let's move on. And hey, look at this. Instead of using rando doors, you can now just click this option here and go to the colonnade maze. And upon entering to here, I will presume you will still get the map badge. Because remember, there is a map badge for entering a secret area. And then at the end of the colonnade, there was the other badge, Lab Rat. Here's hoping that hasn't changed. That might be very irritating to some players if it has. Now, let's get to the core. This is where we really want to go now. And here's a quick way out of the core back to wherever. Or again, you can always use your escape from the fog power and get out of the core too. Now then, let's see where we're at here. Let's see, is it up here? Yes. Up here is one of the history plaques, which is covered in another video. This here is the portal where you would go into if you gathered all 7 motes to consolidate them and pick up your gladiator costume. And now the costume has a function by getting you into that new secret area. Otherwise, wearing it doesn't really do much good. And apparently the benefactor in here is a little more chatty now. Apparently Daedalus was a major factor in creating the labyrinth. Okay. Real cheery fellow. I begin to wonder if that new section has something to do with that. Okay, well, a bit more chatty than he used to be. So good to know. All right then. One second here. Here we are. This is the new vendor for the obols. You gotta pick exotic goods to get to the things you can get for the obols. Disregard the beta testing. Convert to reward merits, that's a good thing. Might be the best way to get rid of them. Because I've already checked. You cannot put them on the market and you cannot email them to yourself. So, yeah. Okay. And here is the endless mission repeating contact. We got 2 badges to get out of this. Get them and you get awarded an accolade. There are 6 ones to get for the first badge and 1 for the other one. And the 6 involve 6 different colors of the portals, basically. So we're going to go ahead and do the yellow one. And they say to board transit for that. Just come back here to the gate. And there you go. Alright. And as in the first video, I'll be using the beta powers to expedite. I faced these enemies before. They're pretty tough. They can actually temporarily go intangible like Carnival Illusionists can. But it's not just a matter of beating them. You gotta find all their nearby minions too. And that's where things might get a little bit murky because there's really no way to tell which one are the nearby minions. Okay, caught that one in a hurry. That's good. I'm going to play it safe and make sure this group is completely obliterated. Okay, good. Checking along here. Again, I have no idea which one are her minions, but... And you don't need the costume power for this, too, so... Huh. Thought I saw something. No, okay. Upsy daisy. See what's up here. Anything? No. Okay, well. Okay, so that was yellow. You want to make sure you're tracking the ones that you go through because it's random what they offer you, and there's going to be a repeat option. You're going to be getting some repeaters. No way around it. Okay, let's go green. Okay. Big map. Oh. Okay. Let's see if the target's in here. Probably not. Probably in the other room. Oh yeah. Called that. Sometimes it never hurts to look, huh? They can turn intangible like Carnival's illusionists can. So that's why the beta power wasn't actually hurting them. It's all good. Okay. Yellow and green done. That's 2 down, 4 to go. And here we are. See? Okay. Just making a note there in supergroup chat. Done yellow, done green, now we're about to go do orange. Hmm? No. Okay, well, let's see where this takes us. Ah, very well. Yep. Commence blasting. Okay. Well, so far so good. Okay. Now going for blue. So, that's good. So far so good. Oof. Okay. Well, so far, so good. Okay, now we get to go violet. Oh, yeah, they changed gravity in here too, so you don't have to be able to fly to get to all the plaques. So, nice little update, I guess. Okay. Okay, bit of a straightforward map. Happy for that. Yeah, that's for sure. Hmm. No sign of the target. Okay. Okay. Five out of six. Hmm. I think it's an accomplishment. Yep, it is. Okay, good to know. Okay. Looks like red. The last one it needs. There is also one called the Test of Apathy. Yeah, it's the quote unquote white spectrum mission. I have not seen it offered until after the other six are done. So the patch notes don't say for sure if it's a prerequisite, but I'm betting it is. So don't expect to see it until after you've done all six and the badge dings, and even then, there's still a random factor, so you may get some repeats until the apathy one appears. Or maybe not, who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky. Let's see now. There they are. Alright, well, first things first. Target number 1 down. Target number 2 down. Minions down. Tested by combat badge. Yep. Okay. This is an accolade that you get for getting these 2 badges. Chromatic Combatant is the name of the one for the White Apathy mission. Now we're going to go see if they offer it right away, or if I gotta cycle through a few repeaters. On the first video, it took a few repeaters after getting all 6, but that's okay. Let's see if we get lucky. Bingo. First time it's been offered, and I'm more convinced now than ever that to get this, you have to have done the other badge first. So. Oh, and this one? Yeah, they call it the Test of Apathy, but you gotta face all the generals at once. Like, really? What's apathetic about that? Well, okay. Okay. Well, as long as it's not the jumbo reactor map. Oof. That map is worse than the cake cave map. Okay. Good map. Alright, so I'm thinking for this, some ultimate, some drought, some purple, some reds, barrier, hybrid, lures. Yeah. Unless you can pull them one by one by one by one. Yep. Okay, well, looks like I got all the generals. Now I realize some of you probably thinking, God, why is he using all the beta powers? Well, look at it this way. Now you know what to expect, and you can make your own strategies. Okay, Mazebreaker badge. That's the accolade, and let's see, it gives you this now in here. Extra endurance. Yay. Conquer the Labyrinth now instead of that power that used to give to Warp to the Core. It gives you max XP, max N, but these only function in the lab. You leave the lab, they switch off. Also, I have not visited any moats yet to activate my mode of the Gladiator, so I imagine on live that'll be one of the first things I'll do just because it's habit. So, okay then. Now then, let's see now. Oh yeah, the vendor was over here. Okay, exotic goods. Oh, don't need that. 50 becomes 5. Eh. Cash in the rest for Drought of Fog. For the price of 1 obol, I could reactivate my moat right now. Okay, nice to know. And now I could easily go ahead and convert the rest into droughts and be down to 0 obols. Always nice to know. Okay, and there is one last badge for this guy to get to wrap it all up on Beta Sir. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there's apparently 12 new badges. Good to know. So, moment please. Okay, and we're back after a little bit of a pause there. I quickly breezed through the new story arc in K-Dub. There's a separate video for that. But now we're just going to basically show the amount of new badges. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 new badges. That means the magic number is now 1671. That's the new magic number total for badges. Alright then. So, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel as always. And of course, this is now a cut and a print and a wrap. The only thing I really need to analyze is how the font has been altered with the new giant monster spawns and stuff. I'm not sure, but I could always try to blast my way through the beta powers and solo kill the Minotaur. It's not an impossibility, but we'll see. That might be a separate video for another time. In any event, though, cut and print and wrap. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you got some strategies planned now for how to do the changes in the Labyrinth as well as the other stuff that's been added. And as always, go turn your computer off and go outside and play. I'll see you on the next one.